Hi, and welcome to Wednesday. This is going to be a little bit unusual today. Um, these are letters that I have received. I get so many letters. I love them. Please keep them coming. However, I have a stack of them that are a little off the beaten path, so to speak. And I'm going to read. There's three or four of them here. I'm going to answer these letters like these people are legit, because I truly don't know if they're pulling my leg or if this is the way they really feel. And all this proves without a shadow of a doubt is that I'm not a psychic. Because if I was a psychic, I would know if these are real or not. So I will see. Okay, first one is, Hi Marianne. I have a great way for both of us to help a lot of people and make some money. I'm from Ohio. I'm retired after 25 years as a police detective. Over the years, there have been a number of unsolved murder cases in and around Ohio. And of course, just not murders. There are other unsolved cases also. I can get the information on these unsolved cases anywhere from the state of Ohio and actually neighboring states also. It makes me feel bad like I didn't or couldn't solve the case that I was working on. And I know a lot of other law enforcement officers feel the same way that I do. It doesn't leave a good taste in our mouth when we can't solve a case. My, de- my idea is to get the information on unsolved murders, talk to the victims' families, and present a plan to them to find their loved one's killer. With your reputation and my law knowledge, it should be very easy for us to solve some of these cases. Actually, I would guess we could probably solve them all. We would not charge the victims' families for closing the cases, but the reward money would be ours to share. Once our results are known, and believe me, the news would spread with all law enforcement agencies, we would be in great demand and could pick and choose cases that we actually wanted to work on. Eventually, we would be able to charge a decent amount of money like consultants for whatever agency we are working with. I'm in my mid 50s, divorced, couple of kids, and I'm too young to not do anything. Solving cases is what I do best. I'd like to stay in the same line of work I've done for 25 years. This would help so many families, and we could make money doing it. Let's get together and discuss in person a plan on how to get started. James. Any cases that I work on for any law enforcement agencies, the police have to invite me. Not retired police, but police that are actively working on that specific case. I will not even come in and work with the family if they call. I want to talk to whoever their representative is from the agency before I would get involved. You have to understand the only way the cases can be solved, cold cases, is if I can find the victim. And I don't know how to call a ghost. They would have to be with the families. And I'm not 100% sure. How do we know that they haven't crossed over? Which I couldn't talk to them anyway. This was actually presented to me about 15, 20 years ago from a local detective that was still working and wanted me to start a business with him like this and share the rewards. I do not charge any law enforcement agencies. And I believe any money that is out there as a reward belongs to the victims' families, not to me, and James, not to you either. So, I mean, this is again my personal opinion, but I am definitely not interested. And again, if this is legitimate and you're really asking me to do this, I would be very surprised if you could find um, anybody that does this line of work that would want to do this. Um, Hinky. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry about that. Allergies. Okay. Here's the second letter. Marianne, I have followed you for over 30 years, maybe longer. Something has always bothered me. The earthbound spirits you come across, why do you make the white light for them and release them? Because that's what I do. I talk to them, get the information that I can for whoever house they're in, make the white light, and hopefully they want to go into it, and then they're where they need to be. I would be interested in caring for these spirits. I have already got ideas on how to give them the energy that they need. I can explain this when we meet. I know you say adult earthbound spirits don't hang out with each other, only children do. But if they have the same personality, like you say, they had when they were alive, they should be with other earthbound spirits. Humans are social beings. Most of us do like other people. I own a number of large storage areas that could be adapted to take care of them. And obviously, we don't need heat or running water or electric, or, I mean, the upkeep on them would be very minimal. Who knows what we could do with them once they realize, who knows what they could do for us when they realize how good they have it. We could keep them locked in their areas with your quincetes. Whoa. Please don't send them away. Let's make a great place for them. You can talk to them and find out all kinds of information. There's 100 different things we could do with this information. I've given this a lot of thought, and I still think it's a total win-win. Veronica. Wow. Again, if this is a legitimate question or proposal, you're going to cage up earthbound spirits? And you seriously think they're going to stay in a cage? And what are you going to do? Run live humans through to give them energy? Really? I don't know where this is coming from. Yes, earthbound spirits walk through doors. The doors do not have to be open, but they walk through doors. But they can still go through a wall if they really, 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 really wanted to. So you can't corral a bunch of ghosts. It's just not going to happen. And again, I don't know if this is a legitimate proposal or not, but it's a little off the wall. To whom this may concern, is it possible when Marianne finds earthbound spirits, could she share that information with me if they were a military person or possibly a spy or an agent from another country? This information could help on terrorism. Once she gives me the information, I could give it to the right authorities. She could even have them spy on enemies and give us that information from anywhere in the world. Of course, you would have to work with these spirits a few days a week, but the I imagine that these people would eventually come to her when they find out that she can gather the information. Plus, I'm sure all kinds of, from police to Homeland Security, they would all be interested in this information. Can you please have her read this letter? I'm sure she will agree with me and try to help our country. All my information is included, and I'm anxiously waiting for an answer. Let's save the USA. Robert. Isn't there spy school that people have to learn how to be a spy? I mean, I don't think everybody's born like James Bond and that they just know how to do this stuff. No, I, this, you have to remember, I'm dealing with earthbound spirits. I don't know how much information they could or would even want to get for anybody. I, if this is a real letter, I applaud you for thinking out of the box because this is really out of the box. But I, no, this isn't going to happen. Definitely not. How could you could even control this? I mean, could ask an earthbound spirit to do something, and sometimes I still get flipped off. So, really, again, these questions are just crazy nuts. This is the last one. This woman is very angry with me. And again, is it legit or not? I don't know. Marianne, I'm sure this letter will never be read on your Wednesday YouTube. Well, it is. When I was 19, I lost my fiance in a car crash. Sorry. I never said goodbye. I was heartbroken. I started using a Ouija board to talk to Adam. The rest of this is all in capital letters. She is very angry with me. You are wrong. A Ouija board does work. Adam has been with me now for 21, 22 years. I can talk to him anytime I want. And it is him. I will never believe it's not. I did not have to find anyone else. I've been content with Adam. And when I mean I didn't find anybody else, I don't need a live friend, boyfriend / husband. I've been content with Adam, and we didn't want children when we were going to get married, so it's not like I'm missing children. And so he is my companion forever, and when I die, we will be together. Over the years, there have been others who have helped me also, for example, with college, getting a great job, and my profession. So other earthbound spirits came through the board in these areas and helped me when I was going through this. And Adam was with me the whole time. Of course, I tell very few people about this. That's probably smart. But my close friends do believe me. You are doing a great disservice. A lot of people have lost loved ones and could find a lot of comfort on a Ouija board. I've left my contact information if you have the nerve to answer me. I doubt you will read this, like I said before, on YouTube. You would have to admit you're wrong. This is from Carol. I am so against Ouija boards. Nobody is ever going to change my mind on this. And I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you actually did contact Adam on the Ouija board. 19, died in a car crash. Who wants to be dead at 19? You were going to get married, so he loved you, so he wanted to hang out with you, and you got a Ouija board. And like I said, maybe you actually are in contact with Adam. I would have no way of knowing that just from your letter. I, I I'm I would be curious to know who these other people were that, I mean, were these college professors that had died that gave you the answers to your tests for college, or did somebody did an earthbound ghost sway a prospective boss so that they would hire you? You're really out there with all these explanations. You know, if you've listened to me for over 30 years, you know Adam is still 19 years old, especially if he didn't cross over. And from experience, most spirits that come through on a Ouija board are not from the light. So I'm going to go that he is still earthbound. He is still 19 years old. You are 40, 41 years old, never married, never children, never had any permanent companion. You're a 40-year-old woman hanging out with a 19-year-old dead man. And you don't think that's odd. I obviously I have read this because I know you're angry with me about what I say about Ouija boards, but I believe it. And obviously I'm not going to change your mind, but I don't think your life is as perfect as you think it is. I mean, again, what are you going to be, an 80-year-old woman hanging out with a 19-year-old ex fiance? Carol, I won't say that you. I won't say anything. I think you really have to think about. I things that I could say probably wouldn't apply to you anyway. So these are the weird letters that I get. I have a stack of these strange letters. I take it for what they're worth. Maybe you guys can see through them. Maybe you guys believe they're real. I don't know. But I promise people that I will read their letters and try to answer their questions, and this is the best I could do with this crazy group of letters. Have a good week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Thanks very much.